Hey guys, Ryan here, and today I'm going to bring you a video in the Super Pershing. I'm on Fisherman's Bay, it's an encounter battle, and I'm going to be platooned with Spandex and Luke. Now, as we get into the game and we're starting, I just want to say, if everything goes according to plan, I should have the Valor Chieftain today, and that's on the Monday that I'm releasing this video. If that's the case, I have a few videos still saved up, because I like to upload my videos in order to upload. From a couple weeks ago, and I also have a few games. I played 16 games over a couple days just recently. One to get back in the tanks to make sure I'm not rusty, and two to play with a couple of friends I played with in a couple of weeks while I took my break from tanks. Good news is I still seem to play quite well, so that means hopefully with the live gameplay I shouldn't be shit. But even if I am, it's not too big a deal, because what I'm planning on doing is I'll bring live commentary in the Cromwell, where I'll pick good games but all live com. And the Chieftain, I'll do the 3 first games in it all live, even if they're shit, and just bring them to you as a first impressions video. Then I'll bring you some live com of some good games, and then I might just bring a review of some post-com games where I'll talk about my opinions on the tank. I think that's probably what I'm going to do, and I think that'll be the fairest way for me to judge the Chieftain. But anyway, we'll get to the Chieftain later this week, hopefully. In this game, I'll state for I'm in the Super Pershing, Spandex in his Dragon, and Luke is in his Prima Victoria. Now, I don't normally come town, I like to go center of the map, work the ridge line, but I'm in a very slow medium, they have 2 artillery, and also it's encounter mode, so if I come to the town it's not too bad because I've got the cap circle nearby, but mainly it's artillery. I try to fire up the ISM, I hit his gun, but even though I don't do any damage, I do get useful information, and that is I can tell by the shape of his gun and the cupola on his turret that he has the stock turret and stock gun. It's very good to know. Didn't really have a chance of penning that, but I thought I'd fire and try and hit the weak point. Load premium for the T-28 Proto's turret. But unfortunately now I don't have a shot at him, so now this premium round's going to be wasted. And I will say there's going to be a lot of wasted premium in this game. Mainly because every time I load it, I'll load it for a heavy tank and I'm shooting a lighter armoured one. So I didn't need premium there for a setup Carnarvon. I look back to standard briefly, and there is this ISM. Now the ISM has a very strong lower plate, especially against equal and lower tier tanks. But I don't need premium because he's got the stock turret, so I would have been able to shoot through that with standard rounds. And actually, not even that, you're going to see I'm actually tracking him. So you see I'm waiting until he repairs, then I track him again. So he already got a 1200 assistance from tracking and spotting. Shot into his lower plate. The OK DPM of this tank. See him in for his tracks again. He repairs. Right before he gets around the corner, I track him again. I just feel bad for that guy, to be fair, at this point. A stock ISM's not a fun thing to play. Now, also, we're not exactly top tier of this game. There's some tier 9, but only a couple, so it's not too bad. We do have an extra tier 9, by the way. As you can see, another well-armoured tank, the Diamondback. That thing has more effective armour than the Tortoise does at tier 9. If you don't hit the lower plate exactly, if you hit slightly above it, you're not panning it. As you're going to see in a moment. See, I'm aiming for the lower plate. It goes slightly high and bounces. So after this next shot, what I'm going to do is, I'm going to aim for one of the weak points on the Tortoise, which is the superstructure, right next to the gun near the roof. And with 258 pen, which is what I've got here, that is enough to pen the Tortoise's superstructure. I hit exactly where I'm aiming, but I bounce. So, Diamondback armor, more effective than the Tortoise, confirmed. But at least the Diamondback doesn't have anywhere near as good a gun as the Tortoise, so you see he's struggling to pen me. Now I've decided to stop shooting the Tortoise, not Tortoise, the Diamondback. I'm going to come back here, and you're going to see a Mauerbrecher and a Stockade. It's just, no matter where I turn, there's heavy armor tanks everywhere. I tried at the SU-130 PM, and now I've got the Carnarvon, and a VK-101P, the Tech Tree German Super Heavy. Everywhere I look, there's heavily armoured vehicles. I do manage to hit the lower plate. What you're going to notice is, I went into the town to avoid artillery, and now I've come to the open. See, I can get shots into the Camp Panzer, got shots to the VK down the road, but by coming to a position where I can actually be useful, I'm going to be punished. Camp Panzer gets a shot on me. I decide I'm going to instead side scrape the VK-101P again. Very weak side armor on the Super Pershing, but enough to not get overmatched, so you can side scrape. A direct hit by the Russian artillery. But thankfully I survived, which means that he is a stock Russian artillery. He's got the 152mm gun. Now on the bad side, that means that he's going to be a lot more accurate and fire a lot faster. On the plus side, you saw how much damage he did to me. If that was the big gun, I'd probably take about 800 damage, maybe even 1000, right on top of the turret. So, I take a very big risk there popping out in front of the SU-130PM, and you see he easily goes through me. Diamondback is here, fires a premium round, bounces off me. Now, the Diamondback doesn't have very good penetration, and a low caliber gun, so popping out against him, not too bad, but when I popped in front of an SU-130PM, that's risking a bit too much, I think, for this tank. Like, the armor's not that reliable to where you just pop out in front of TDs all you want. So that's a very risky play by me, and it did not pay off in the case of the SU-130PM. He drives off. I'm going to try and get a shot into him. But as I do so, what's this? Another tier 8 TD with a very big gun. Given what happened with the SU-130PM, you're going to see I'm going to try and find the shot without exposing myself too much. Stockade here, I bounce off his lower plate. I should have kept the premium loaded. And now, I'm going to, because the lower plate is spaced armor on as well in this vehicle, I'm going to wiggle. You're going to see, keep moving the tank when I think he's about to fire. And I am able to bounce him. But, I get tracked here, and when I'm tracked and I stop moving, I die. So as long as you keep moving in front of people, especially when you're equal lower tier tanks, you can bounce a lot even on the lower plate, because you make the weak points harder to hit. So just wiggle a bit. Now the reason I brought you this video is, I like to bring good games, and just interesting games, where just I think there's something interesting that can be learned. And in this game, I play a lot in platoons. So I thought, even though I'm dead, I'm going to show you what happens at the end of the game, when one of my platoon mates is still alive. So Luke's still alive, and most of his hit points. And I see I've got the map open there for a long time. What I'm doing is, I'm telling Luke what tanks were in the town, how many hit points they had, information like that, if I damaged any modules, and also where the artillery hit me from. And by telling him what tanks were in the town, we can work out what tanks potentially aren't in the town. So we know the Conqueror isn't, because he's right in front of him. And he's firing Hess, that Conqueror, interestingly enough. And you see, even though I'm just watching Luke here, we're in a party, we're communicating, the artillery hits Luke, but again, only does 300 damage because he's stock, instead of 800 to 1000, which is very nice. And we're just helping Luke, offering our insight when we can. We're not telling him to do anything. It's all thing of, you know, offering your ideas. And Luke's in a British medium, very good view range, that's why he's over here. He wants to keep the distance to where he can use his view range. His only issue is Camp Panzer 50T. Now he can easily outspot a stockade and a Mauerbrecher. Easily. So, by staying back here, he's hoping to, because we know the Camp Panzer was last spotted in the center of the map. Luke's aiming in, gets a very good shot on the stockade. And we did see a shell come in from the Camp Panzer. You saw the APCR shell come in from the center of the map. So Luke's taking the wide route round to deal with the Camp Panzer 50T. Because if he tried to go back to go deal with the Mauerbrecher in town, he could get spotted by the 50T and he'd be sideways on with 2 artillery. It wouldn't be good. What's that? The enemy should stop capping the base. Yes, you have seen it right. That Mauerbrecher's got no cap, kill all. Doesn't happen too often for my team, but you got a lot to think about when you do that, because if you lose, your team's going to blame you. So I guess we're going to have to see how this goes for that Mauerbrecher, although I think you all already know. 50T's been spotted. Unfortunately, that means Luke's been spotted. Artillery hits him again, hits him again. Like, he's just not missing that artillery with the shit gun. I say shit, smaller gun. It's actually possibly better, because I played that artillery. Its big gun is terrible, it never hits anything, so actually you probably get more damage done with the little one. So Luke did have a repair kit to repair his damaged ammo rack. He's dodging the artillery, staying on the move. Very smart. And he's getting to a better position to where he can go hold down. Now thankfully, the enemies aren't the only one with artillery, as the Camp Panzer just found out. Now Luke's going to, you see, turn around, well, reverse up to this rock as cover. Now, the enemies have 2 artillery, we only have 1, but our 1 artillery is American. And as you may or may not know, American artillery is the best artillery at basically every tier. I don't know why it's better, it just is. It seems more accurate, it hits hard, it moves fast, it's just, for whatever reason, better than every other artillery. Luke, you see, staying to the outside, he doesn't want to be in the town, again, trying to use his view range, because he can easily outspot a VK, not 101. I might call it the 101p, but you know what I mean. VK 101p, Mauerbrecher, they're the same thing. And you're going to see Luke do something that's very important, and a lot of people don't do. You need to have the patience and the control for it. See, stay and hold down, try and spot. He spots the Mauerbrecher, and now look, he doesn't shoot. He requests fire, artillery, nails him, sets him on fire, and kills him. Now, Luke compliments him. By holding his fire, he doesn't get spotted. Because when there's 2 artillery and you're on lowest health, you don't want to get spotted, if you don't need to. And because we had artillery, Luke didn't need to. So it was very good control by him. A lot of people just can't quite help themselves but shoot. He does get spotted by the artillery. He waits till he's unspotted, and whilst looking behind him, starts driving off. Because you don't want to be close range to an artillery when you're on lowest health, because RNG could shotgun you, ammo rack you, set you on fire, wouldn't be fun. So Luke, being a medium tank, he's faster, he's got more view range, he's just going to leave. It's quite a big map, he's got plenty of room. And me and Spandex, speaking to Luke right now, with Luke, have all decided that it would be quite funny with the enemy Mauerbrecher going no cap, kill all. It'd be quite funny if Luke started capping them out. So that's what he's going to do, and you're actually going to see the artillery is also on his way over. And now the reason I've got the map open here is, again, you just can't quite hear me, but for context purposes, I'm opening the map, I'm looking, and what I'm doing is I'm saying grid references to Luke as to where the artillery is, or where I think the German artillery is, given where the shots were coming from earlier. And that was, he was on the K line at the back. So again, just offering my advice to Luke, because that's what you can do as when you're dead. You can watch their tank and you can look at where shots come in from, because I could see where the artillery shells, what direction they were coming in from. As well as that, you can look for trees falling over. That's another good one to do. You can look for, all around this tank, look for trees falling over. Because if he's looking forward, you can look behind him. That's a really quite useful thing. Quite a powerful thing you can do when in platoons. You can kind of do it when you're not in a platoon with random people, but the problem there is, if you ping up a certain part of the map, they might not understand that you're trying to say, a tree just fell over there. So, this is the advantage of platoons. You can talk like this. Luke's position here with the artillery, who, mad respect for actually moving, and he's done a really good job this game. The position he's in now is, he's hiding from where the Russian artillery is, who was on the 1 line. Kind of middle of the way. And the German artillery, I'm pretty sure, is straight in front of him. So you see I'm looking around, and you actually see I'm looking above the houses at all the trees, and I'm seeing if anything falls over. And again, you see, I'm on the map and I'm saying grid references. I don't want to ping anywhere on the map, because I don't want to confuse the artillery who can't hear me. Because I don't want to ping somewhere, say, I think he's here, and then have our artillery look there. So, quite important you don't ping the map when if you're speaking to a teammate. Because, again, if you're saying one thing to your teammate, your other teammates who you're not speaking to might not understand what you're saying. So don't ping the map and confuse your team, unless you're actually trying to tell them something. So you see again, I'm looking forward, Luke's looking forward, because we've deduced that the Russian artillery is to the right, and the German artillery is somewhere straight ahead. But still, I'm keeping an eye open, Luke's keeping an eye open. The artillery behind is also doing a great job covering the other side, because he's looking the other way, because you don't need 2 tanks looking the same direction. Not long left. They're only going to get 1 shot each now, and then it's over. And you're going to say that my prediction about the German artillery was right. He was right in front. To be fair to them, though, they were waiting for each other, and they both showed up at the same time. But it was just a bit too slow. And after the enemies did no cap kill all, we won by capping, which was hilarious. Now, rather than my result, it was a decent result, like 3k damage, some decent assistance. Sorry, 2300 damage, 3300 assistance, a kill, first class, decent profit. Artillery did work, and Luke didn't do much damage, but won us the game. Great positioning, played his tanks to his strength, held his fire when he needed to. Just great job all around. So I just thought it'd be interesting to bring you a perspective of what happens after you die in a game but your teammates are still alive, how you can help them. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.